Alright, so let's see if this works. I don't know why OBS lags so much during peak. It maybe had something to do with using my Steam Deck, but usually that works fine. But yeah, it was OBS. It wasn't even like because I was streaming it to my laptop and it was coming through fine on there, and then I looked at OBS. OBS was just chugging along, having lots of trouble. But since we're not playing a game now, maybe it should work. So sorry about that, anyone who tried to watch and couldn't. Sorry about. And maybe it'll work better. I don't know. So we made an angry emote, and we made like a little dungeon crawler prototype, which was pretty cool. And we tried to do, on yesterday's stream I'm talking about, we tried to do Frontrooms palette swapping, and that didn't work, unfortunately. It was flashing before every scene, and that is like enough to annoy people for sure. So we're not gonna do that. So that means Frontrooms is done. Like, I can't think of anything else to add to the game to make it better. And the low-res jam doesn't start until the end of the month, but we still got 2 weeks before we can start that technically. And yeah, Retro Spaceball is still giving us trouble when we try to build it or try to test it. We could put stream avatars back on. That's something we could do. But yeah, maybe we just work on emotes for a bit and maybe play some Demon Fish. Haven't fully tested that yet. Received a gift. What? I was not expecting this. Yeah, that is mind-blowing. But anyways, I kind of want to play Demon Fish. Maybe we'll just jump into that. I think we already have a build. It seems like OBS is still slow. Why is OBS being slow? Is it stream avatars that's doing it? It seems faster now that stream avatars isn't running. It's still kind of slow. There's a ditto in chat. This is a close fight here. All we can do is hope for good luck here. No one caught the ditto. Wasted my ultra ball for nothing. Alright, looks like we got this. We lived. Did we level up? We did, okay. Nice. Yeah, OBS is still a little slow. I'm not sure why. I can't think of what the reason would be. Sorry, I'm just trying to make things easier here on the computer. I don't know why it would be doing this though. But it did crash earlier. And then after the crash, it's been having trouble. Oh, I can't believe today's already Thursday, huh? Oh, today's Friday now. Jeez. Shit is flying by. Taco Crepe, welcome in. Everyone should check out Taco Crepe if they haven't yet. They do awesome art, pixel art. Nice job being first. Ayo, first. Yeah, I was streaming earlier, and then the OBS was like super choppy, so I had to like, well, first of all, it crashed. It was running fine, and then it crashed. And then when I pulled it back up, it was choppy, and now it's still kind of choppy. I don't know what's going on with it. I turned off stream avatars, thinking maybe that would help. But yeah, thanks for checking in. Yeah, mine is 2 recently. Interesting. But I kind of spammed it with overlays. I actually just cleaned up my overlays. And I did a stream yesterday and it was fine. Also, I haven't updated it or anything. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I need to update it. But see how it's like running all choppy? Like when I'm moving around on the boat, like on the screen it looks fine. But when I look at the preview, it's all choppy. Although, I don't know, maybe it looks okay. I'm looking at on the stream and it looks okay. But in the preview on OBS it looks like shit. How does it look on your end? Is it choppy or is it smooth? It looks fine on stream? Okay, cool. Cause yeah, it's running super choppy on my like actual thing. Oh wait, it does get a bit choppy. I'm just like trying not to hit the lighthouse here while I watch it. I keep hitting the lighthouse. Yeah, it does. It's still getting a little choppy, huh? I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of disappointing. Things were working well yesterday, and now they're not. Maybe I need to restart my computer. I don't know. Oh, I remember what I wanted to change. The brace is too OP now because it multiplies it when it should probably just add. It like multiplies it by your level, where it should probably just add your level to it. Might also be drivers that need updating. Well, I just updated my graphics driver, but again, like it's not because of the update that the issue is happening, because this was like 2 or 3 days ago that I updated it. But yeah, maybe I need to update OBS finally. It's been telling me I need to update it, but. You assumed it was just your internet? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's my internet, but at the same time, my internet's usually pretty solid. It either works or it doesn't, you know? And when it works, it's usually pretty quick. So yeah, brace is too OP now. It makes the game too easy. So let's go ahead and fix that. Let's pull up the music again. Yeah, it still seems choppy. Alright, so in one of these scripts, you put a hat on me. Battle player's turn. So this is brace. No, it does. It is adding it. Why did it add 12 to it? Well, that's weird. So if we use brace once and we're at level 2, then it gives you 1 brace point, plus it adds that 1 brace point to your level, so it would give you 3. And then if you use it again, it would give you 4 plus 2, so 6. Huh. Oh yeah, I can see the choppiness there in GB Studio. Yeah, it's being choppy for everything, it seems like. Even the mouse is a little choppy. Random streamer question, but do you also refresh your Mix It Up overlays every time you boot OBS? So I used to do that, but now I learned that if you start Mix It Up first, then OBS, then you don't need to. But yeah, anytime like things break, you do need to refresh it. And of course mine's on a separate scene, so I made it go black. But yeah, anytime it breaks, but I don't know. But I just refreshed it and took away the hat. But yeah, it was working because the hat worked. I'll give you another hat. Might not be the same hat. Oh, we gotta wait. We got the cooldown on it. Sorry about that. I ruined the hat. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I kind of want to like get this fixed, but at the same time, like, I don't want to stream. But yeah, I don't know why it would, oh, you know what? Maybe we didn't do a build afterwards. That's probably it. I think we need to do another build. We probably did a build, tested it, and then changed it, and then didn't do another build. That's probably why. I was scratching my head there, like, why is it still multiplying? Hey, Tortuga. In chat. It's not too bad on your end. Well, that's good. For some reason, the Twitch, like the not the Twitch, the OBS like preview is like super slow for me. Maybe if I make it small, maybe if I make the preview window smaller, it won't be so choppy. I don't know. Hey, we caught the Tortuga. Alright, let's see if this fixes the gameplay a bit here. Oh, and I forgot the desktop audio is probably too loud, isn't it? When the music was going. Because I had it turned up for peak. And now it's peaking. So I just wanted to set it up so I can watch the stream on another computer and see if how bad it's lagging. It looks choppy. I mean, because I'm playing a Game Boy game, it's like not so bad, but like it definitely looks choppy. It's super frustrating. I don't know, maybe I need to update OBS. Maybe it's just a restart of the computer that's needed. I don't know. But yeah, look how slow it's going. But yeah, we had fun playing Peak. It's unfortunate that the stream crashed and then stopped working properly and I had to end it. But we got like to the inside of the volcano, which is the farthest I've ever gotten before. And yeah, it was fun, but we all died at the end. That tends to happen in that game. Yet to climb to the top. It sounds like we won't be playing next week because of Indiana Crone's having a rough work week next week or something like that. I missed. The cast was dodged. Alright, so now we're at level 2, so it makes a little bit more sense. Me and my friends also die right there in the volcano, but the lava area outside the volcano is my favorite one because of all the jumping. Dude, that was so hard. I got lit on fire, and then, yeah. Luckily, one of my friends, actually all of us died, except for one person that came through in the end. And then I was in the jungle and I was doing really well, but I was like, oh, there's like a rope gun. Maybe I could use that to help my friends or help me or something. And then there was one of those like poison pods that like exploded and just shot me off the ledge. I was like, oh geez. I didn't even think I was that close to it. Yeah, I went flying. Like, there's no coming back from that. But I lived in the Alpine for the first time. But yeah, we're playing this mod that allows up to like 20 people or something like that, but it's super buggy. It kept like disconnecting people, and like we'd have to like start all over to reconnect people and stuff, and yeah, it was buggy. Oh, I forgot to brace. That was my whole point of testing this. OMG 20. Yeah, I think it does up to 20. I thought it only did 8, but apparently it does up to 20. Food is gonna be hard to come by. Yeah. But you can help each other, you know, you can always give a hand, right? So that becomes super useful. You can climb on top of people, right? Like jump on them and get that boost. But yeah, we were doing it with like, what, 5 or 6 people today, and it was still fun. We were able to get really far still. And honestly, at a certain point, it's good to have more people, right? Because there's not really that much inventory space. You know, a lot of times when you're playing by yourself, you're like judging what you can take with you and what you can't, you know? But when you're with friends, it's like, oh, we got 3 mushrooms here that aren't poisonous, like, who wants them, you know, kind of thing. You can pretty much use every item that you find that way, as long as it's a useful item. But yeah, you know, next time we do it, you're welcome to join us. Obviously, we do it at, what, 9:30 Eastern time, so it would be like super early in the morning for you, I think. But obviously, you'd be welcome if you're able to wake up that early. I don't know what time that is for you, but I think it's early. But yeah, it sounds like we're not doing it next week. Usually we play together on Thursdays. Maybe if I'm awake, but sure, thanks for the invite. Yeah, absolutely. The more the merrier. Oh, I need to be using that brace. So it's still useful, or it's still like really powerful, but it's not like crazy OP. But we could also make it so you lose brace points when you get attacked also. That might help even more. But that might be a struggle to code, now that I think about it. I don't know, I'm thinking about giving it to my friend, the test, maybe tomorrow. I don't know if he has something planned. But he played the game before, so it'd be really useful to get his, like, insight on the changes. Oh no, the indie raid. Welcome in, everybody. How was the rest of your stream, Indie Maniac? Welcome in. Call me Kixie. Good to see you. Yeah, and sorry if my stream is laggy. It looks like it is. For some reason, things are laggy today. I don't know why. Something happened. Party of 25. Thank you so much for that. Autist B, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Indie Maniac had to fart. I appreciate that. 30 shame points. Wow, that is a lot. Thanks for checking in, Kixie. And Indie Maniac, I appreciate that. So yeah, hopefully it's not too choppy for you. I had an issue earlier where I was playing Peak and then all of a sudden OBS crashed on me. Once I realized it had crashed, which was probably like 20 minutes later, I rebooted it and it was too choppy to even play, so I had to end that stream. And then I decided after we were done playing to try again, and now it's still kind of choppy. So I turned off stream avatars and I thought maybe that would help, but yeah, things are still pretty choppy. I don't know why. Probably need to like restart everything or something. But yeah, sorry about that. But we're testing Demonfish Dead Ahead. I just made some changes to how Brace works, and now we're testing that. And it seems to be working better. What game is this? This is a game that I made called Demonfish Dead Ahead. We're working on an update for it that more than doubles the content of the game. I made it for a 10-day game jam. But I only actually spent 7 days on it. I did the entire game on stream for a game jam in October, and you can play it if you'd like, or the older version of it. We've got a, sorry about the crackles here. We've got a link for it there, and yeah. So if you wanted to check it out yourself, it's for Game Boy, but you can play it on the browser, or if you go to the webpage with your phone, you can play it there. You put a hat on me. I need to rework that redeem. But yeah, look how slow everything's going. Everything is so choppy. I wonder if Mix It Up is part of the issue, maybe. I don't know. I don't know why it's running so slow. Okay, we'll check it out. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And if you have any feedback, let me know, because I'm making changes to it. I'm thinking about making a... Well, I think I'm going to put this version out after I test it. And then after that, I'm thinking about doubling the content again. So it'd be 4 times the content of the original Game Jam, and then selling that version for like $5 or something. With an executable on Steam, I'm thinking. But I do want to get it all like polished and get the gameplay all balanced and stuff like that first. Really enjoying the model, by the way, Rick. Well, good to hear it. I'm glad that you like it. One of our friends from the Indiana Crones crew was Awesome Sauce, who I've been playing the Sea of Thieves with, and she was playing Peak tonight. She actually wants a commission, so that's cool. So I'm getting commissions because of them. And I didn't think that was gonna happen, so cool. I'm down. Maybe one day I'll do like a VGen thing if I ever get invited for that. Oh no, another raid! Dude, that B, welcome in. How you doing? Last playing Core Gadget. Wow, that sounds cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm excited. They have a cool little, or they have some emotes that they're using. But yeah, welcome in, Raiders. Tell us about the Core Gadget. I used to have a Korg app back when I had an iPhone, and it was like a $20 app. It was like the only app that I paid for when I had an iPhone. But now I don't have an iPhone, so I can't use it. I don't have an iPad or anything like that, so I can't even use the $20 app that I made. But it was like a K-oscillator, and that was really cool. But yeah, I've never heard of the Korg gadget. It sounds cool. Pretty much anything Korg is cool in my book. It's a really good sequencer. I use it on the Switch. Oh, cool. I wonder if it goes on sale. But yeah, welcome in. I'm Rick. I mostly do game development. I do some pixel art. I do some music. I do a little bit of everything. But right now we're testing a game that I made called Demon Fish Dead Ahead. It's for Game Boy. I made it in 10 days. Or 7 days, in a 10-day game jam. I was late for the game jam. But we're recently updating it with with over double the content of the original game jam version. And that's what I'm testing here. It's not available yet, but the game jam version is. We posted a link earlier. I can post it again. Sorry about the crackles. Anytime I click off the emulator, it does that. Looks really good, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I did all the art, all the programming, all the music, all the design, all of the everything. All in 7 days. It was really buggy when it first came out though. I had made some like changes right before the deadline, and I didn't have a chance to test them. And one of the changes I made like was to give the player levels and stuff, and I was still working on that, but like I thought that I got it all figured out. I followed your channel after Puke7 rated you. Oh, cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, I know Puke pretty well. He's been on my podcast twice. But yeah, the first Game Jam build, once you got a new level, it set your health to 0. And so you couldn't take any damage after getting after the first level. So it was very flawed in the first release. I fixed it right away, but they wouldn't let me update it until the judging of the game jam was over, like a month later. Yeah, game jams be like that sometimes, and yeah. But after that, there was another bug that I ran into where every once in a while it wouldn't load the game. It would crash when you went to load it. And it took me a while to figure out why that was happening, like 4 months to figure out why that was happening. And then I figured it out finally. And after I figured it out, I was like, oh, well, that makes me want to do more with the game. And I got some people to test it, and the people who tested it loved it. They were really happy with it. So I was like, all right, well, I need to make more content for this game, make it more fun, and implement some of the feedback that I got. And here we are. Now it's more fun. There's more going on with it. There's a lot more enemies. There's another boss. There's a whole nother level. And then recently I made some changes again, and I changed how the defense works. Oh, we better run. So one unique thing about this game is that you can run anytime. There's no like chance that you can't run. But when you're trying to go back to get your health back, you might get attacked like this, and they might get the initiative like this, and you might still take some damage. So even though you're like able to run away, there's still a chance you might die trying to get to the save point. And the save point restores your health. That's the only way to get health. There's no like health items or anything like that. There's no inventory. Nerd, I am a bit of a nerd. But yeah, thank you so much for that raid, Indie Maniac. I really appreciate that. I hope you had fun playing Hollow Knight. I was lurking for a lot of it. same. So now if I brace against this guy, I'll take like no damage. I have 7 brace points just from bracing once. But once they do a crit, I lose all of my brace points. So I'm kind of thinking about making the damage go towards the brace points, right? But I'm not sure how I would program that. So I'm partially thinking about how important that is and how I would go about doing it. I got an ending, so technically I beat the game, just doing other stuff since I'm only 75% done with the game, and it goes to 112. Wow, you're actually going really quick on that then. I mean, I guess you've been playing it for like a month now, right? But still going really quick on it considering you don't play it every day. But I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying it enough to keep playing it after you've beaten it. 40 hours in, so yeah. Wow, yeah, I guess 40 hours kind of adds up quick. But yeah, if you do, you know, what, like 6-hour streams or whatever, and you do like, what, 5 of them, right? I don't know, I'm terrible at math. 6 times 5 is what? 35? No, that's 30. So it's what, 6 times 6 is 36, right? 6 times 7 is like whatever 36 plus 7 is. 41. Also 40 fucking hours into that dating game. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you've been playing a lot of that dating game. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that on Twitch, like a lot of people playing that one. Also, a lot of people are playing Peak. Oh my gosh, so many people are playing Peak. So I guess with this amount of brace, we would be able to do harder fights faster. I don't know. I think I need to get someone to test this. I was invited to play with you guys, so I guess that will be a thing that, yeah, I was actually about to invite you, and but then I realized that you were already streaming. Because I was gonna invite you tonight, but I was like, oh, I don't want to bother him if he's already got plans to stream. And then I was like, oh, I'll do it afterwards. And then, you know, I asked Indiana, I was like, hey, is it cool if we ask the Indie to play? And he's like, yeah, of course. So yeah. Also, Kixie's invited if she wants to. I know that she doesn't stream all the time, but she's welcome to play even if she doesn't stream. And I invited Taco also, but Taco is probably going to be asleep during that period because 9:30 at night in the Philippines is super, super early. Thank you for the invite. Yeah, absolutely. At first I thought you could only have like 8 people, so I was like, hey, are we full up? But I guess you can have like up to 20 or something like that. But yeah, just a heads up, it is a little buggy. Right, like we had trouble with people getting disconnected, and then when someone was disconnected, the person running the mod had to be the person that invited, it seemed like. And if they got disconnected, then everyone had to like leave and come back. It was like this big hassle. And then obviously if it happens in the middle of your climb, then it's like, well, you just, you know, either you start over or you keep going. I want to try a solo peak run as well. I've been playing it solo to get better at it, and it is a good way to get better at it for sure, but it's fucking tough. Having someone to help you up like really helps a lot. And also the inventory, right? Because you only have so many inventory slots. When you have at least 2 people, then you have twice as many inventory slots. Usually there's also a backpack at the top of each, or at each campfire, right? So having more than one backpack helps a lot too. So now I brace once and I'm at brace level 9. So that's pretty useful. Of course, if you've got 4 fish and they're all doing crits, then like it's less useful. But I did actually tune down the crits, so they happen less often. But there's a crit there. So my brace is back at 0. Another raid, Moonwood Games. Thank you so much for the raid. How you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Sorry if OBS is being a little bit choppy. It's getting weird. Teacher Eduardo, welcome in. Raid time, baby. Howdy, howdy. Moonwood Games, thank you for dropping in. I appreciate the raid. Welcome in, everybody. It is time. We are testing a game that I made for Game Boy. Thanks for checking in, Eduardo. Appreciate that.
Oh, a beautiful save. Sensational.
We'll save right after this fight if we survive. So yeah, I changed how the defense works. So we're kind of testing that out. It was a little bit OP before because it was multiplying it by your level, but now we're just adding it to your level. And that seems to be less OP. No problem, this looks sick. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, this is a game I made for a game jam, and then I've been updating it throughout the year. And recently I made an update that more than doubles the content of the original game jam version. And we're just doing some balancing here to make sure that everything works well, and hopefully get someone testing it maybe even this weekend. I love crashing your FPS with doot-to-doo. Yeah, OBS has been struggling tonight. I actually ended a stream, or I was doing Peak with friends earlier, and I had to, like, it crashed on me, and then after it crashed, I realized that it was crashed. I booted it back up, and then it was too choppy to even watch. So I ended the stream early then, and then I was hoping that it would be better. I should have restarted my computer or something, because it's not that much better. I mean, it's a little bit better, but I think it's just because I'm playing a Game Boy game that you can't really tell how choppy it is. But where do you post your game? I can share the link. I posted on itch. Teamfish dead ahead. And yeah, sorry, the sound goes bad when I click off. That's really awesome. I actually just submitted a game to a game jam during the stream. Oh, cool, cool. Glad to hear that. Do you want to share? Do you have a link that I can play it? Or I can check it out at least? I'd love to see it. Also, what kind of game dev do you do? Because yeah, we play games every once in a while. I don't know how well my OBS is going to hold up, but we'll give it a shot. We'll pause this. Plunge into the dungeon. This looks awesome. Plunge into this exciting dungeon crawling arcade style puzzle game. Ooh, sounds good already. Collect coins, diamonds, and crowns to boost your score, but be careful of the dangers that the dungeon contains. There are goblins protecting the treasures that you'll need to either avoid or fight. Just make sure you have a sword equipped before you try attacking them. Oh, and don't forget the spikes. Those hurt you too. Use left and right arrows to move through the dungeon, and make sure to plan your path ahead well, or else you might find yourself between a goblin and a hard place. This game was made for the Inbound Shovel Jam. If you're interested in other projects made by Moonwood Games, be sure to follow on social media. Well, I'll give you a follow on here, and then we will take a look. Morning Wood is currently developing Tomb of Versailles. Morning Wood? Really? I work in RPG Maker, but I try to do a lot of custom JavaScript. Oh, cool. I like that. Nice little... Sorry, I'm playing music here. Had a lot of fun on the little details of the menu. Yeah, glad it's not going to this. Oh yeah, no, I love that stuff. I think that stuff's so important. Oh, I see what's going on. So you can only move left and right. So we want to go here. Oh, but now we're stuck. We need a sword. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try this again. Yeah, nice work with the music. We want that sword. Did we get the sword? We did. Okay. So how do we use the sword? Is it like a mouse thing? I can't wait until someone plays Rush E on your mini. I'm not sure what you mean there. Also, check the options. It just automatically uses a sword when you're running enemies. The enemies always hurt you, but you get extra points for hitting the monsters when you have a sword. Ah, okay. Did you really get this many points? That's a lot of points. So we've got video settings, audio settings, save data, and credits, and back. Do we check the credits? Credits by Moonwood, graphics by Vermux, Moonwood Games, music by Deverucci, sounds by Game Sound Solution, Mega FX Expert. Cool. This is really cool. Once I got the hang of it, you know, you get like the swords and the hearts, but like you need to get the hearts, right? The hearts are really important. Otherwise you die. Your game is pretty fun. Which one, Autisby? Are you talking about this one that we're playing here, or are we talking about Demonfish? Because I know you asked for the link of that one too. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, no, this is a very interesting concept. I love puzzle games, you know what I mean? And I like dungeon crawlers. The fish. Oh, I'm glad you like the fish game. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, the update helps a lot with the gameplay, so before too long we'll have that. Oh. It seems really random though. I gotta say that. Like, it just seems like yeah, there is a strategy, but sometimes the randomness is just like out to get you, it feels like. Like, it's really important to get those hearts. And sometimes it seems like you get things that maybe you shouldn't. Oh. But even though I had the hearts. And I wish that I could hit the enter button on my gamepad here instead of going to the keyboard. Also, hitting the B button sends it to quit, which is interesting. But I guess if the B button is like the cancel button, then that makes sense. But yeah, with the game jam, it's you can't really nitpick about stuff like that, right? So get those hearts. I wanted the heart. It's a tough one. I'll have to finish the class. I go. Have fun, guys. Well, thank you so much, Teacher Eduardo. I imagine that you guided this raid, so thank you for that. Oh, we do have an ad in progress. Sorry for that. We'll take a quick break so I can refill my water glass here. Okay, I'm back, but the ad break still has 10 seconds or so, it says. Ari Boobs, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. You might be in ad jail. Alright, it says the ad break has ended, but I know sometimes it goes over just by a few seconds or something. But I hope everyone's back from the ad. Ari Boobs, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Back from the ads. Okay, yeah, thanks everyone. Ari Boobs, welcome in. Moonwood Games says, yeah, I was running into the bug of the player hitting items it shouldn't periodically, and it seems to be slightly worse in a browser. Definitely something I'll need to look into to see if I can fix it more permanently. So yeah, I would say you could, I mean, I don't know Game Maker, but I know like engines, right? And usually you can turn off collisions, right? And then turn them back on. So what I would do is, before you start moving the player, turn off the collisions, and then once they're in the location that they're going to be, turn it back on, right? So that way, when you're moving in between, then there's no collisions that happen. That's just an idea, though. But yeah, thank you for checking it out. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I do want to play it a couple more times here. I just wanted to wait for the ads to be done, so that way you weren't missing any valuable feedback or anything like that. But yeah, I appreciate you sharing and dropping in with the raid. Yeah, it looked like I picked up something there I wasn't supposed to. But at least you don't hit the bad guys when you're not supposed to, because that would feel the worst, right? Ouch. One thing that might make things even more interesting would be another type of enemy that you could, like, one that does twice the damage or something like that, and maybe it's a different color, so that way you could like, oh, I definitely don't want to go that way. Although I did notice that you do have variety between the enemies. I just noticed that now. But yeah, maybe making them slightly different color might work, like having red in there in each of them, but maybe giving them a different color. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. I do like that everything else is all one color, so that way it's easy to see what you don't want to hit. But yeah, maybe using more than one color for the enemies could help differentiate them. But also, yeah, if they all do the same thing, then there's really no reason to differentiate them. So I really like it the way that it is. I'm just trying to think of ways to make it more, ways that you could expand on it. But I don't know. It's pretty cool. So I imagine I'm the blank one. Is that the case? I wish it told you how much your score was when you died, not just like where, cause like, you know, like I'm imagining that it was this one, but it could have been any of these ones. I think that was my best run, but there's no indication of how much I made during this particular run, unless I missed it. I also need to add an indicator because you can type your name right now. Yeah, I totally missed that. This is kind of neat. Yeah, there's a link for it in chat if or we can link it again if you want to play it yourself. This is Moonwood Games, a game jam that they just did. So feel free to check it out. And we'll give it a 5. I like to give good ratings when I like something. And yeah, thank you for sharing. Let's give you a follow on your social media. I think I'm not following you yet on Twitch either, so let's do that. Did that not work? Cool. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Oh, and you're on YouTube also. I can give you a sub there as well. Oh yeah, wow, look, you got 1.2 thousand subscribers. Nice work. It's like you put a lot of work into your YouTube. Very cool. Yeah, I'm still trying to get my first 100. All right. So I guess we can go back to Demon Fish here. Thank you so much for playing. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing it. And yeah, and thank you so much for the raid. Also, this goes for all of the raiders. If you need to do things, I didn't say this earlier, but if you need to do things, you know, catch up on food or sleep or do whatever. I know it's at 2:30 in the morning here. No worries. Always feel free to raid and run if you need to. And if you want to hang out, you're more than welcome. If you need to lurk, that's cool too. Yeah. But hey, you'll definitely soar past your current subs in no time, or in time. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for the follow. Yeah, the emotes are so slow. Everything is just laggy, lag. I don't know why. So laggy. Oh, and Moonwood said, "You're too kind. Thank you. I've put probably too much work into YouTube." Yeah, these things happen, but you know, I think it's important. You know. Yeah, I've been my YouTube's kind of lacking. I pretty much only use it for trailers and for VODs, and just recently I started posting shorts on there. And the shorts have been doing okay. Kinda hit or miss though. Uh-oh. We died. So even with the changes to the brace, we died. But honestly, I think I was like pushing myself to go further than I should have. And if we can make it, like, I don't know if I'll be able to do this, but if we could make it so the brace points get like depleted when you get attacked, I think that might be the way to do it. I'm not sure where it happens though. If it happens here, that's gonna be a big pain in the ass. Man, everything is so slow. I think I just need to like restart my computer or something. Something is acting weird. So, what does damage gen do? Oh wait, there's set player damage. So if brace points are more than 0, subtract variable brace points. And then player damage high. Wait, this is player damage low, player damage high. So this sets... Oh, thanks for checking in, Ari Boobs. Appreciate that. So this sets the player damage depending on the fish. And then I'm pretty sure the actual damage happens here. So player's turn equals 0, meaning that it's not the player's turn. If enemy 1 has health... The Holy Pilgrim. Nice. Let's see here. Where does it deal with the brace?
I don't swim.
So this subtracts that. So I guess the only time it actually deals with the brace is during this thing here. But it just sets the new thing. And it doesn't tell you if it's using damage low or high. So there's no way to know how many brace points we would remove. So we would need to do another check when it says, and we'd have to do this for each fish on each fight scene, which would be kind of a pain in the ass. Wait, here's this. If brace points are greater than 0... Wait, where are we? Yeah, okay, so this is where it would be. Brace use count equals 0. Wait, so this is only if it takes critical damage. So what we would want to do is make a different one. Wait. So this is when it takes critical damage. What about when it doesn't? Is there... Oh, there's the else here. So we would also want to make like a brace group here, but then do something else here where... Oh, let's see if we can do it. So we'll paste it here. Oh look, I did a thing. What did you do? Did you send it in Discord? Oh, your emote. I got you. Nice. Taking notes. Looks good. Yeah, that looks great. Awesome work, Ari. I'm sorry I didn't know what you were talking about right away. It looks fantastic. Looks super cool. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. I'm glad it turned out so well. So we don't want brace points to equal 0, and we don't want the brace use count to equal 0 unless it equals 0. So, and we don't want this message either. So let's figure something out here. So we got math, right? So math functions, and this will be brace points minus the variable. That's going to be the low damage, right? Damage low. And then we want to clamp it because we don't want it to go lower than 0. So brace points, if they're greater than 0, we subtract the damage low from the brace points. And then we need to we need if variable value, if brace points equals 0, or we'll say greater than 0. Then we need to display a dialog that says how many brace points you have. How do we say this? Down to so many brace points? Maybe that's how we do it. And then down to brace points. And then we'll do another one and paste it here. And this one is if it equals 0. Then we display no longer braced. Oh, that's not how you spell it. Also, we need the layout to be 3 tall. Let's give this more room here. Oh, that's the wrong way. And then we can scooch it over 1. And then we need to adjust this one too. And so now, every time you get attacked, you lose your brace points. So I think that should fix it. We should rename this so it doesn't get confused. Subtract with a T. Subtract brace group. And hopefully this works. We will need to paste it in each of these on every scene in the right spot, which is not here or there, but in this else statement. Wait, you got a shiny? Where was I? Jeez. OMG Bouncy, I need animation lessons from you, Taco Crepe. Dude, Taco Crepe is fantastic. Oh my god, my animation process is just nitpick for 3 hours until it looks funny. Yeah, that's pretty much everyone's animation process though, Taco Crepe. I don't think you're doing anything wrong there. I think that's how it's done. Animation just takes a long time. Sometimes you have to like just look at it and see how you can make it better, and then look at it some more, see how you can make it better, do it again and again and again. It's like making games. You just have to iterate all the time. Okay, that's good to know, LMAO. Yeah, it's animation's tough. Even when you are an animator, even if I went to school for animation, even if you do it for, you know, work, it's still tough every time. It doesn't get easy. I mean, it gets easier because you know what to expect and you know like certain tricks and stuff like that. But anytime you do anything new, which is hopefully pretty often, then it's like tough, right? But I mean, as an animator, you kind of have to enjoy the challenge, right? I think that's part of it. Same with game dev. Like, you have to enjoy the challenge. If you don't enjoy the challenge, maybe it's not the right thing, you know? It is tedious, but some tedious things aren't all that bad, you know? As long as you can, like, enjoy the tedium, it's not so bad. Alright. Yeah, so that works for that. I think this will work. If we do this for every single enemy on every single scene. So that's fight scene 1 done. Now we need fight scene 2. Alright, so this is player's turn. We want enemy's turn. So yeah, there's 4 different enemies, possible enemies. It's greater than 50. It does the critical. And then the else statement is where it does everything that's not a crit. We need to paste it right at the bottom there. And that should be good. On to the next one. Here's the else statement. Aribu says, usually I'll try to find something that does something similar, like for Noted, I downloaded and looked at what Frames did, then emulated that and added a few extras of my own. Yeah, and I think that's a strong practice to use for animation. Like, if there's already things to reference, then use reference for sure. Referencing is very important in any art. It's what gets tough is when, I mean, and that can still be tough, right? But what gets really tough is when you start doing things that no one else has animated before. A lot of times that'll come from like commissions where people are like, oh, but can you do this like this? And then it's like, oh, well, I guess let's try some things, you know? And then a lot of times the creativity of the person who's commissioning it kind of ends there, and they're expecting you to kind of take over and make it look good, and that's where things get tough. So we got the subtract brace group for that one. Now we need it on this one. Throw that there. And now this one. Ooh, this is a nice little hack. You don't do that? Yeah, no, that's kind of surprises me. But yeah, that's a great way to learn is by, it's basically like using a base, right? And then taking a reference and then making it your own. Yeah, for emotes, it's nice because I make ones like, ooh, that's a cool idea, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, if I see someone with a cool emote and I'm at my computer, I will download it also. It's weird because it like tries to save it as like a .01 file or whatever. All you gotta do is rename it to .png and it's fine. I do that for the harder ones, like the walk animation. I still look up references even if I've made a lot of them already. But I'm kind of lucky I don't have to animate super complicated stuff. Yeah, it's always going to depend on different things, right? Like, because there are similarities between something like pixel art and 2D art and even 3D art, but there's like a lot of differences also between like 3D art and pixel art. But it's always going to depend on things, you know. Like you can require some 3D animation skills to do a 2D art that's from a certain perspective because you need to know how things move in three-dimensional space. A lot of the times when you're doing two-dimensional art, you're trying to recreate 3 dimensions in 2 dimensions, and so knowing how things move in like actual space, like in life, will always help in 2-dimensional space as well. One of the most useful classes that helped me the most in animation was actually anatomy, learning how humans move and how the muscles work and how the bones work, and not only that, but like, I mean, how all the bones relate to each other in space, I think helps a lot too, especially like if you're trying to draw people. But yeah, animating them, like same thing, how things move, how the joints move, all that stuff is really important. That word scares me, but it's about time. Which word? 3D? is not that scary. Oh, anatomy. Yeah, anatomy is scary. There's no beating around the bush to that. Anatomy is tough, but it is so useful. I had a Russian teacher, and all of anatomy is like Latin, right? So I had a teacher who, you know, she spoke English, but it was a thick Russian accent, and she was speaking mostly Latin words. So it was like, and we were getting tested on the spelling of these words also. Not only did we have to draw them all, but we had to spell them correctly. The test was insane. I actually used a word bank when we weren't allowed to get by in that class. Like, I don't feel bad about it either. Like, if that's cheating, then sure, call me a cheater, but the whole class did it. Everyone did it. Oh my god, that's straight up med school. No, we had to draw them. You don't have to draw them in med school. We literally had to draw the entire skeleton from 3 different angles at life size, and then overlay the muscles in acetate paper, right? So if you screwed up your skeleton, then your muscles were screwed up too. So it was like one of my bones, my foot, was too small. Like, I squished it on accident. I fucked up the numbers and I squished it, so then my bones or my muscles were all squished too, right? So I didn't get as good of a grade because that was part of the final project, right? We had a final exam and a final project, so we had 2 final projects and a final exam. The first final project was we had to do a self-portrait of our skull with like the hair and like no muscles. It was just a self-portrait of your skull, but it had to be your skull. It couldn't just be like anyone's skull. It had to be like, draw yourself, but then like draw your skull, right? Let's see, Pose Maniacs still exists. It's a great place for human poses. They show muscle structure as well. Yeah, I have seen different pose sites, and those are useful for sure. A lot of times though, like those are really useful Call Me Kixie says, time for bed. Thank you for the stream. Good night. Thank you so much for that gift on Steam, Kixie. I really appreciate that. It means so much to me, and you're super cool. And of course, I have a great time modding your streams. So you're just thank you so much for that. But thanks, and thanks for dropping in. And have a good night, Kixie. Sleep well. Yeah, working from poses is great, but like working from life is actually so much better, right? But yeah, I did have an expensive anatomy book. Call Me Kixie says, my pleasure. Awesome. Well, it's always awesome to have you here. I hope that you sleep well. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon, I'm sure. Using poses is great, but like having an actual model is even better, because then, so there's this thing, and they taught me this in art school, is that your eyes actually wrap around what you're viewing when you're seeing something in three-dimensional space. Good night, everyone. Good night, Kixie. And so when you're drawing from a photograph, the photograph only has one eye. There's a clef key in chat. Gotta get that last Poke catch, right? I hope you sleep well, Kixie. So yeah, when you're viewing something from a photograph, the camera only has one eye, like unless it's a stereographic camera. But drawing from a stereograph is a whole nother thing, right? So what, and that kind of is what you do when you're drawing from what you see, like a still life. You are a stereograph. You have two eyes that are converging the two images into one, and one eye is seeing a little bit around the right side of what you're seeing, and the left eye is seeing a little bit around the left eye of what you're seeing, right? And so the ability to learn how to draw that little bit extra on both and make an image that looks good in its, like, in a two-dimensional state it's more interesting to look at than what the camera can produce. And a lot of people who don't do life drawing never actually fully understand that. But being able to do that little bit that the camera can't do makes it more human. It makes it more appealing to humans, and it is a huge difference between a photograph and a drawing. And it's, even though a lot of people won't fully recognize that, they will subconsciously be more, it will be more appealing subconsciously, because that's the way you view things. Like if I'm looking at my microphone, it's wrapping around the edges of it. But if I take a photograph of it, I'm only seeing from one point of view rather than 2 points of view. So it's a skill, but it's something that you can't do with a photograph, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, using poses is great, but sometimes having images doesn't always work because they can only do so many poses, right? And then, what a lot of artists do is they have one of those little dolls. I forget what they're called. I could probably look it up. A mannequin? A drawing doll? I don't know. One of these things. One of these things. These actually work great for poses. I had one, but I got too lazy to use it. Posable dolls, yeah. They're pretty good. They're pretty helpful. Like, this is a better example, obviously, right? So if you're trying to, like, reproduce a pose and then get it in, like, different dimensions and stuff like that, it's super helpful for that, right? Like, if you're trying to get different perspectives of the same pose, or if you're just trying to get a really strange perspective of a pose that you normally couldn't get from a photograph or even from a model, OMG, I had the anime one though. Oh yeah, that's right. I have seen the anime ones. Here's the anime ones. This one's got a sword. But yeah, I could see how that would be super helpful for manga or illustration even. I've never owned one myself, but I've seen lots of artists use it. Of course, you could always take photographs of yourself, but then you run into that same thing of not being able to wrap around the image. But yeah, depending on what your needs are. Yeah, I got the one with the sword. Cool. Yeah, I think that's really cool. I'd like to play around with one if I had one. Kind of makes me want to buy one. Wait, why doesn't it update the UI there? It does here. I feel like it should. Oh, it does. Why does this one happen after? Also, this one happens twice. Oh, and this should be in this. So this probably doesn't even need to be there. Also, this one should be like here, because you could die from the critical attack too. And then we don't need this one. Oh, I guess we do because it's got this. Did we fuck that up then? No, we didn't. But this one has like a thing that it says. The other one doesn't. Yeah, I'd rather pose in front of a mirror. So yeah, I mean, you can pose in front of a mirror, but then you try to draw what you're posing, and that's hard to do. So like taking a photograph is useful because then you can draw it and look at the photograph. Having a friend pose for you is even better, but then, you know, not everyone's good at posing. And It's never easy. It's never an easy thing. I remember one time my friend called me up and was like, Rick, I need you to pose for a drawing for me. I was like, okay. And so me and this other person held this pose for a while they sketched it out. That sounds fun. It was interesting. The pose was very interesting. I can't really remember much about it except for that the other person was a woman and her hand needed to be on my groin for the image. So, and I wasn't told this before I got there. And the woman was married, so that was kind of like, it felt a little bit strange. I mean, it wasn't that weird, right? Because my friend was pretty weird. But, yeah, it was a little weird. We do have an ad starting soon, so I'm gonna take a little break. And, yeah. Get this finished when we come back. So I'll be right back. Props to both of you for committing to the role. Yeah, yeah. Like, I was like, wait, are you sure? Like, she's married, and, like, she's married to, like, this, she was married to this bodybuilder. They got a divorce. But, you know, he's, like, a big guy, and she lived right next door, you know? But I knew both of them, so I didn't think it was really an issue. But, yeah, it was a little interesting. Anyway, there's that ad break, so we're gonna take that. I'm gonna scarf on some snacks and come back real quick. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. I had to put some food in my belly. But yeah, again here, we've got this... Oh, I guess it's... Yeah. It's doing both there. Gotta make sure that it's not doing something wrong here. So it's got that there. And it's got that there. Okay, so either way, this doesn't need to be here then. Because we're checking it here and we're checking it there. Alright, on to the next one. Okay, that's it for that one. Now we're on this one. Only two more left. But yeah, on Saturday, so technically tomorrow, I've got a, well, first of all, Kixie's doing her stream anniversary, so everyone should be there, her affiliate anniversary. She got her affiliate 1 year ago from Saturday, so everyone should be there if they can. And unfortunately, I have to leave early because there's a game dev meetup, and it's the first time that the Oklahoma game dev group is meeting up since I moved here. So, and this is the digital game developers, not just the tabletop ones. There is one friend that I have that is in both, and they're planning to be there also, so that'll be cool. But yeah, I'm going to bring my my Miu Mini stock full of Game Boy games that I've made, so I can get people to test them or play them or whatever. And probably bring my Steam Deck also, just so that there's like even more for people to play with. That sounds fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for Kixie's and stream anniversary too. I feel kind of bad that I'll have to miss some of it, but I will be able to be there for the start of it. And the beginning of her streams are always the best parts because everyone is happy to be there. Everyone's been waiting all week. I mean, the middle and the ends are good too, but I feel like, you know, other people start, playing games while watching, or, watching other streams and stuff like that, lurking and stuff like that, which is fine. But at the same time, it's like when everyone's really active in chat, that's always the most fun part for me. Because there's so many cool people in that community. I know that's a weird time for you, Taco Crepe. I think that's like what, the super wee hours of the morning, which is like what time it is for me right now. But yeah, I think that starts at like 4. So I'm gonna have to like fix my sleep schedule for this. I just realized that I woke up at like 5 today. I woke up and was like, what the hell just happened? Why did I sleep for 10 hours? I usually pass out by the 2-hour mark because it's late for me, but the crowd's really a vibe. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you hang out. And I'm sure Kixie is too. So this one's done. Now we want to go on to this one. But yeah, I'm super excited for both of those events. I kind of wish that that my sleep schedule was like at like a normal point here. I'll just have to power through it. You know what I mean, right? I'll just have to force myself to try to go to bed early tomorrow, which isn't gonna happen. I'm terrible at going to bed early. One thing that helps me, and this is probably not a good thing to do, but if I like skip like a meal, then I get really tired, right? Because I don't have that extra energy. But you shouldn't skip meals, right? But then also there's the chance that I might wake up after 4 hours of sleep because I'm so hungry, right? And then I can't sleep because I'm too hungry. It's like, yeah. There's no good way of having a messed up sleep schedule. There's no good way of fixing it, unfortunately. I also get to ask around if some of the games I wishlisted are good enough to buy, because everyone's there like indie export. Everyone there is like indie experts. Maybe. Kixie's definitely indie expert. But yeah, it's nice to have such a big group of people to sample. But yeah, that's part of what I like about her stream, is that like, because she does that Steam window shopping part, and that's my favorite part of her streams. And you get to like see, first of all, what she's interested in, which is super cool, right? And then also you get to see how everyone reacts to it, and then people are like, oh, but have you seen this game? And they bring up their own games, and you get to see everyone's reactions to those games. So not only do you get to like find out about all of these cool games, but you get to see how everyone's reacting to them. And as a game dev, that stuff is like so important. That information is so hard to come by, and yet so important that it's like a gold mine for me, Like I'll be like taking notes and shit. If people really get into the trailer, I get to know what parts of the trailer they like, because they'll be like, oh, I really like the song, or did you see that part in the trailer where this happened, and And yeah, that stuff is just really important. And sometimes it's easy to like overlook that stuff when you're just playing games, but when you're making games, like it's so important to see how other people view things, because as a game dev you kind of lose that view, right? You see things as a game dev, you're still a player, but it's hard to like take off your game dev glasses and put on your player glasses, you know? Oh yeah, I add so much to my wish list there. Yeah, it's like a book club, but for games. A little bit. It's a little bit like that. You're not wrong. It's, I mean, in a book club, everyone kind of reads the same book, right? So we're not all playing the same games, but sometimes we kind of are, right? Sometimes, you know, I'll be like, oh, I really like FTL, and other people are like, wait, what's FTL? I'll be like, oh, you probably don't know because it's like over 10 years old, but this is FTL. And then it's like, oh yeah, that game is really cool. Or, you know, other people will be like, oh yeah, I know that game is cool. It all depends, of course. But yeah, it's such a cool part of my week. I'm so grateful that I get to be a mod and help out. I'm a big fan of helping people, any chance I can get. But Kixie's been so supportive to me for years now, you know? So it's awesome for me to have a chance to give back. Okay, I think that's the last of it. I think it's time to test it. But yeah, I probably won't be going too much later after we test this. I mean, it'll probably take me a good half hour or so to really test this, but it is getting late here. But I appreciate everyone being so cool in chat and, you know, with the lurks and everything. Lots of people lurking. Very much appreciate that. And I know that my OBS is kind of taking a shit today, so I appreciate everyone sticking around regardless. Double music of the same song. Alright, so we're going to do a new expedition. Let's see how it goes. Wow. Alright, so now... Oh, critical damage. So the brace is going to be less useful than it was, but still quite useful. Oh, it says the wrong thing there. It says multiplied by player level. We should fix that before I forget, to be honest, because I'll forget. Pause. let's do that. So that happens in the battle player's turn, and there's this brace toots, and so we'll just say affected. I think it's with an A. What is affected versus effected? I think effected's not a word. Effected versus effective. The words affected and effective are often confused, but they have distinct meanings. Affected is the past tense of the verb affect, meaning to influence or produce a change. Something effected is the past tense of the verb effect, which means to bring out or accomplish something. What? Bring out or accomplish an effect? That's weird. The manager effected a new policy. The team effected a major change in the project. The news affected his mood. The heavy rain affected the crops. Anyways, we want affected. I mean, I realize that it's not too explanatory there, but it would be hard to write the brace is incremented by 1 and then added to the player's level. Affected by player's level makes, I think, works, right? So you know that when your level goes up, your brace goes up. Anyways, I think that should be good enough. If it's not, we'll probably hear from the feedback with testers. But yeah, let's keep testing this. Unpause. So we'll attack the first one. 5 damage, that's not bad. We'll go ahead and brace again. Oh, you know what I forgot? Shit. When you're at 0 brace, it needs to set your brace count to 0. Right now, the only time that resets is when you get critted on. But we can do that. We can do that once in the player's turn, right? Because here it says if brace count is less than 5, then it will do this. Otherwise, it won't. What does it do instead? Then it displays that. But what we can do before this is check to see if your brace is at 0. So if value compare with value, if variable compare with value. So if brace if brace points equals 0, we'll throw this here. Then variable value. Then your brace use count is also equals 0. So that way, if you ever are out of brace points, you now have 0 brace count uses. So, and then it checks to see if you have less than 5. Yeah, so that will fix that issue. I did close the game. So let's go ahead. Oh, I hit run. Cancel. Export ROM. Nice that I didn't have to go through each of those 6 scenes and each 4 fish for each 6 scenes to change that. I could just do it in the player's turn, because that's the only time you need it to know how many brace counts you have, so we just did it before. Oh, that was a nice cast. Still didn't kill him. Why is it still doing? Oh wait, because it's doing 4 damage and I'm only braced for 2. I see what's going on. We're still losing damage even though we're braced because I'm at such a low level. Alright, let's run away. There's no winning this battle. Nice. Alright, once again, we're gonna run the heck away. Let's go get some health. Then let's go find that whale. The white whale. Moby Dick. Oh. We survived that long. Oh, we can beat both of these, I think. Kill it! Ah, still 1 health left. Jeez. Dodged. We still got this. Let's go ahead and brace. We got that new level up. Brace at 3. You can't hurt me. Down brace points. You're... Oh. Oh, we must have started with 6 brace points. Oh, doesn't matter now. It does brace at 3 though, and then it does... Oh. Must have got 4 damage that time. Oh, down to 0. Wait. No. Down to 3 brace points. Brace at 3. Player attack for 0, down to 3 brace points. But our brace was at 3. I think we made a mistake. Because it's not subtracting the... Because it's happening... It's removing the brace points before... It's removing the brace points from the damage before we're subtracting the damage from the brace points. Hold on, I think we fucked something up here. This might actually take a while to fix. Let's see. Let's put the music back on. So, if we look at damage, set player damage, right? At the end it does this. But what we want to do is that brace, subtract brace group before that. But we need to know if it's a crit or not. And there's no... There's no variable that's set that says it's a crit. Where does it... So here is where it sets the player damage before it even determines whether it's a crit or not. And here's where we remove the brace or subtract the brace. So what we need to do is figure out a way to know if it's a crit or not. And wait. So really it only matters on this one. But if we set the damage, the player damage group before or after we do this one, that means this would have to happen up here. And then this would have to happen in each group separately. but after the brace group. And then we wouldn't want to do it there. So it would have to happen like this for each fish in each scene. And I think this would work because now we're subtracting the brace points. Oh wait, but then that doesn't work because in the set player damage we do this. We can't do both because we're removing the brace points. So if we remove the brace points from here, then they won't have any effect. But if we remove the brace points from the other one, then it won't have any effect. Alright, I've got a new idea. Let's go back. Let's put it back the way that it was. So this one goes up here, and then we remove this one, and this one was down here. That's the way it looks on every other thing. So what we would want to do then is in the set player damage, we would, before we do this, we create a new variable and we set the damage low to be that and the damage high to be that. But really it only matters for the damage low. So yeah, we'll do variable value, and we'll do variable A needs to be a new variable, so we'll go all the way down to 155, and we can't rename it here, so we'll go down to here. Variable 155. We'll rename it to damage low before brace. So yeah, damage low before brace equals variable. We want it to be low, player damage low. So this needs to happen there. And so now we can track that. And this only happens when there's brace. And then here, instead of subtracting from the brace points, we want to subtract from damage low before brace. And then this stuff can stay the same. So this will get reset every single time. So yeah, let's copy this event. Now we'll go to each one and fix what should be fixed, right? So we've got in the subtract brace group, we've got this, and then there's this. So we either change this or we just paste in the new one, It's just a little bit quicker, and then delete the old one. The track brace group, open it up, paste in, drag it there, and then delete the old one. Alright, so now we need to do that for each of these fight scenes, and then we'll be set. Alright, that one's good. On to the next. I think I got them all. Yep, on to the next one. This is going quick. Yeah. Rocking them right along here. Oh, Taco Crate. I wanted to ask you, How did you get invited to VGen? How does that happen? Does that have to be from like VGen themselves? Because I might be interested in trying to get on there at some point. I've never really like opened up commissions to the public before. I mean, obviously my commissions have been open and I've done commissions, but I kind of had some bad experiences with commissions, so I try to keep my commissions secret these days. But I feel like I'm getting better at it, and like a site like that might actually make it easier to not have bad experiences. There's a lot of ways to get it. The most common one is verified VGen users get invitation codes which they give away to people. Ah, I see. Is that how you got it? You knew someone that was verified? Is there like a verification process, I take it? And thank you also for explaining this. To be verified, I believe you have to have a quota of sales to get the verified status. There's a lot of supportive people in social media and they would give it to you if you ask for it. I think there's a hashtag for it. Oh, cool. Is that what you did? You found people on social media? By the way, you're doing a great job on Twitter. I mean, obviously you have awesome work, so it makes sense. But I struggle to get that type of recognition, especially from the pixel art community. I feel like, I don't know if it's because I'm like a game dev or what, but like, I don't know, maybe I need to like work on like art for pixel artists. I feel like a lot of my art is just for games. What I did was just post art with hashtag VGen, and someone PM'd me a code for the artist account. Oh wow, that's really cool. Nice. Yeah, I might have to give that a whirl at some point. So I think we got them all. I don't want to double check. Thank you. I think it's because I post regularly that the algorithm promotes me more, but I do post Pokemon art a lot and Twitter loves it. It is true. I've never done like fan art and not just Pokemon. I mean, don't get me wrong, Pokemon's like another level of love for sure, but like just like fan art in general does really well, and I've never been able to do that. I don't know, in college they always like made it seem so bad to do fan art, because in college they were like, it was straight up plagiarism. That's how they looked at it. Wait a second, what's going on here? Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. I'm like, why is that like that? That one's good. But yeah, things have not gone that way in real life. Now, like back when I was in college, it was like, oh yeah, only amateurs do fan art, and now it's like people literally get work at Disney for doing fan art, you know? things have changed in that respect. There was so much pressure on making your own intellectual property and not, you know, working with other people's properties unless you were like licensed to do so. But now, like, you're pretty much allowed to do anything as long as you don't claim it as your own and try to make money from it. But even then, there's people that like make, you know, bootleg t-shirts and stuff like that for, you know, IP that they don't own. Obviously that's still illegal, but people still do it. A lot of like retro art, right? Like there'll be like dioramas of like the Zelda map and they'll like sell them on Etsy and stuff like that. My engagement could tank to single digits and I post Pokemon and somehow it goes crazy. Oh yeah, I did have the same view on fan art back then until I found stuff I was actually passionate about and brought me out of art block. Art can be pressuring sometimes. Yeah, it really can be. It's hard for me to be really passionate about something that everyone else is also passionate about. I find myself to be passionate about things that no one else cares about, and that doesn't really help a whole lot. Also, I lose passion really quickly when it's fan art. Like, for instance, when I first started playing Helldivers last year, I started a pixel piece for Helldivers, and I was like, oh, you know what? I like this game enough where I feel like it could be fun to draw a pixel art piece of Helldivers, and yeah, I was thinking in the back of my head, and maybe, you know, people like the game enough where they might like appreciate it also if I post it on social media or something like that. So it's not like a total loss that I can't really do anything with it, because a lot of times the productive part of me wants everything I do to be productive. Karipu, welcome in. Good to see you. I basically only drew fan art for 6 months this year. Wow. But yeah, everyone should check out Karipu's stream. They do art. Yeah, long time no see, Karipu. Welcome back. Good to see you. What kind of fan art did you draw, Karipu? But yeah, it's good to see you here, Karipu. And Karipu, I wanted to ask you, oh, streamers, that's even cooler. That's even cooler. Fan art for streamers. Yeah, that makes sense. I wanted to ask you about that that internship. How did that end up working out for you? I was curious. Because, you know, I was honored that you asked me, but at the same time, I didn't feel like I was going to be as helpful as someone else. So I hope that you found something that worked out. And it sounded, you made it sound like that was part of your class, like it was a requirement or a project or something like that. So I just wanted to. I hope that it all went well. You know, I felt bad because I wasn't able to provide you that. Yeah, it's interesting at the moment. Streamers are interesting at the moment, or the internship is interesting. But yeah, streamers are awesome. I wish I was better at just like making something that, like, I don't know, something that everyone could enjoy. I always feel like I'm not gonna do a good enough job for streamers, or that like they might not like it, or like, I don't know, or maybe I won't like it. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, part of me just only wants to do stuff that I can like make money from, or that I can like use for games, or like use like to like, you know, propel my career, or propel my like yeah, mostly my career. So it's like, I don't know, it's hard to like just bust out some fan art. Right now I'm basically internshiping under my teacher because they couldn't find me an internship. Oh no, So now I'm doing a model for my school of the mascot. Well, I'm glad that there's something for you. That sucks that they couldn't find you an internship. Yeah, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to provide that for you, but I'm glad that you've got something. We do enjoy your streams, but it's important that you like what you're doing on stream also. Yeah. I mean, I try to only do things that I like. Like, don't get me wrong, I end up doing some work that's like not exactly what I want to do, but usually it pays well enough where like it's like not a big deal. And usually it's like only like a weekend job or something like that, something that I can do in, you know, 10 hours or something like that. And even then, it's still like, it's something that I went to school for, or, you know, like something that's still like pushing me to use skills that help me in my own career, right? It's still pushing my career, you know. You're good so far. It's been chill. I'm basically just you're good so far. It's been chill. I'm basically just sculpting and learning Blender. Well, that's awesome, because that's a really good skill. And again, if you have any questions for me about anything, you know, art, business, game, even Blender related, like, I'd be happy to help as much as I can. And if I can't help, I'd be happy to point you in the direction of where you could get better information. Because sometimes I don't know everything, you know. I'm not afraid to admit that. When it comes to Blender, I've only been using it for a few years now. And like, yeah, just the other day I was like trying to show someone how to do UV mapping, and I was able to do that, but then I was like, oh yeah, and then this is how you rig it, and for some reason it just wasn't rigging the way that I thought it would, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? And like, I just ended up giving up because it wasn't really important, and like, I realized that like I still have to use tutorials like all the time. That's not necessarily a bad thing, to be honest. But of course, it's a good idea to indulge in things that are just fun. Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, you're welcome, Karipoom. And yeah, I try to indulge in fun, but the fun things for me are like this game, for instance. Like, I made this for a game jam, and I was going to plan on giving away for free, but now I'm like building it up to people like it enough where I'm like, oh well, maybe I can make some money off of this. And honestly, it's not because I really want to sell the game so much as it's that I really need to make some money. So it's like I need to start thinking about bringing some money in rather than just dipping into my savings at this point. Because yeah, the client that I've been kind of relying on has really slowed down in how much work they're giving me. So like, these last couple months, I don't think I've really had any work from them, and I still have bills. You know, I'm spending at least $1,000 a month. That's like dipping into my savings. So like, before long, those savings will dry up, and then I'll have to bite the bullet and get a real job. And I'd rather figure out ways to use, you know, what I've been doing the last 6 months or 9 months or whatever, last couple years, to like, you know, push Wave Games, my company, forward so it actually starts bringing in more money again. Because I was doing all right last year when my client and you know, with Nuke Pop and all that stuff, I was doing all right. And also I was living at my mom's. You know, I was living in my mom's basement, so I wasn't paying rent. You know, that helps a lot. And she was even buying my groceries at the time, so like, you know, that helped so much. And now I don't have any of that. Now I just have bills. But yeah, I'll figure things out. I'm really not too concerned about it. I'm just trying to like think ahead. And like I said, I'd like to make games. I'd like to make my own studio into a sustainable thing, right? It just right now it doesn't feel that way. I need to like work on making it more business, you know. Yep, it's also cool to go through the whole process of selling a game. Yeah, exactly. Like I've launched games and I've finished games, but I've never actually sat down and said like, okay, this is the price of this game. And I probably could have a couple times, but like it's just easier for me as like a developer to get feedback when it's free. And I don't know, like BitDropper, I probably could charge money for that. It was for a game jam, so but you can always take a free game that you made for a game jam after the game jam and give it a price tag. I've seen that happen before. And yeah, sure, some people might be mad. They'd be like, oh, well, this was free before, but like now it's not, you know, and that happens. But the other thing is that like it would be like, and I mentioned this before, it would be really easy for me to like make BitDropper Volume 2 and sell that for $1 or something like that. And since BitDropper Volume 1 is free, it would give people be like, you know, a taste of what it is, and then they'd know, you know, it's like BitDropper 1 but with different samples, right? So if you liked BitDropper 1 and you want more samples, then you could get BitDropper 2, you know, and then if that worked, you know, I could even do Volume 2 or Volume 3, Volume 4, you know, see how far it goes. And if they're only $1, then, you know, people might want to buy all 5 of them or whatever, you know, depending on how much goes into that. Have you thought about putting games on the App Store? I hear they can have good turnaround. You say the App Store, you mean like Apple? Or do you mean like the Google Play Store? Yeah, that's a good compromise. The idea on BitDropper, yeah, like I feel like if it's something that I can reproduce. Well, see, the thing with Google Play is that I feel like everything needs to be free on Google Play, and then there's like, you know, like a premium version, right? Or like ads, and it's just, it seems like, honestly, it seems like it's more effort and work than it's worth, because it's, I've done some research in Google and Apple apps in the app marketplace, and it's cutthroat. It's really difficult. One of the devs that I worked with mentioned that so when you have a game, a lot of times you're just advertising to bigger games or for bigger games, right? And that's the only revenue you can actually make, and it's so little that it's barely enough. First of all, it hardly ever pays for the development work, and then it hardly ever pays for even to update it when like the things change and you need to make an update to the game. Like it's really hard to get past that hump, I guess. And then like if you break out and have a really big hit game, then yeah, sure, that'll make you some money. But I guess it's like infinitesimally small chance, just super small chance of being able to actually have a hit on the mobile market, where it's small on Steam, but it's a little bit better earnings in general. But yeah, so I think I fixed all of the bugs with this, so let's test this out. I mean, I appreciate your thoughts on that though. Like, you know, it's a lot of people have been like, oh, you just need to make a good app, and it's like, my heart's not really in it is for mobile as much. It's a different player base, the different types of games, different types of marketing, different strategies, and all that stuff. It's a big there's a big learning curve for all that stuff, and it's not like it's any easier. It's not. It's difficult. But yeah, I actually worked on an app last year, and unfortunately it never made it to market. It just never made it. We finished it, but the oh, we don't want to do this because this is going to be choppy. But the people who were producing it, like, or the people that were paying for it, didn't want it anymore. They just decided that it wasn't good enough or whatever. So yeah, that's that. And I can't talk about it too much because it's all under NDA. But yeah, so I mean, it was fun. We got paid, we did it, and we made it work with a limited budget and a limited deadline. We had a deadline, you know. We made it all work, but it wasn't going to make a whole bunch of money or anything like that. And so I don't know. But yeah, we do have an ad, so we'll take a little break for the ad. Oops, we'll pause this. So I'll be right back after the ad break. Okay, back from the ad break. Sorry about that. Got ad jailed, sorry. Yeah, we took a break shortly, or right when I noticed it, so you didn't miss anything. But yeah, on mobile games, Freedom, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, you didn't miss anything. We took a break. Sorry if it cut off while I was in the middle of talking. But yeah, so on mobile games, like, the other thing is that they're like, a lot of the ones that do well, that make the money that you kind of need to survive as a studio, they end up doing like really kind of predatory business practices. Wait, why is this not working? Oh, is it paused? Okay. And I don't want to do that, you know what I mean? Like, I would feel really scummy doing in-app purchases for cosmetics or for like to make the gameplay faster or whatever, you know, like. And I don't want to make anyone feel bad for playing those games. You know, do what you want to do with your own money. It's your money, you work hard for it. But I would feel bad taking that money from players. I feel a lot better about a premium priced product where it's like, hey, this game's $10 and then you never have to pay for it again. You know, you can play it for as long as you want and not have to pay for it again. But if it's like, this game's free, but you can't really do anything until you pay $1, and then you have to pay another $1, and then you have to pay another $1. Like, those games, like, the whole thing seems scummy to me. And then, like, you know, there's all these tricks to get people to pay, and like, they're paying for like dopamine at that point, and it's like, it just feels so wrong, that part of the market. And like I said, most of the games that do like that make actual money end up resorting to that kind of stuff, like the gacha games and all that stuff, loot boxes, and you know. And then there's also like oh, it's like a whole other can of worms, because there's like almost like red tape involved with that stuff, where it's like it was like the European Union is like trying to prevent gambling in games and stuff like that, and there's like all these rules, and I don't know, a lot of stuff that I'm not interested in. And I think that has a lot to do with why I choose Steam as like a marketplace. Or right now itch, because I don't have anything that's really viable to sell on Steam yet. But that's what I'm trying to make this game into, something that I could actually sell on Steam. And it won't do amazing because it's a Game Boy game and it's a niche thing, but you never know. Maybe I'll make a little bit of money off of it. Maybe I'll make at least $1,000 to make back the 100 that it costs to put it on Steam, right? Hopefully. My favorite non-predator business practice is giving you the ad button that says, "Press this to give me money. I am a starving artist." It's just so silly. I don't know. I mean, it's okay to like donate, you know, but like I mean, if that's your passion, then sure, make something that doesn't make money and ask for donations, sure. But that's not my passion, you know? Like Patreon, yeah. Or Ko-fi, or Twitch even, or Streamlabs has like a donation thing. I put a donation bar underneath my stream just yesterday, actually. But that's actually because that's how Zawsome wants to pay for her commission, which is fine. I gotta pay taxes on the money from Twitch anyways, so. Yeah, this last year I got totally ripped a new one on my taxes. Like, I mean, I was prepared for it, you know? When you own your own business, you kind of have to, like, not spend your money that you make, you know? You can't live paycheck to paycheck when you run your own business. You literally need a savings. And assume that 33% or so, 30% or so of what you make is going to go to taxes. But yeah. I like when an app doesn't make you watch ads, but give you little rewards in your game to boost as a thank you for watching an ad, that is. Yeah, I mean, I've played games like that too. And it's okay, you know? Oh, I'm gonna die, aren't I? Oh, it's close. I gotta do it. Don't miss, don't miss. Oh, we did it. That was close. That was a close one. Level up. That was very close. Let's save. Didn't get to save. Demon Fish, take the initiative. We're taking damage. Let's run. Yeah, I mean, I used to want to make like an idle game, like it could have been an app, I don't know. I was just like, you know, whatever, learning about it, referencing a bunch of other games, and I was playing all these idle games that, you know, you could of course pay and have everything gain in double speed, or you could watch an ad and have double speed for an hour. And yeah, when I was like into it, I was like, yeah, I'll do that. Legendary Server says, I don't mind ads. The ads I find intrusive as anything are the ones that pop up unprompted. right in the middle of gameplay, usually a second before I tap my screen, causing me to accidentally tap the ad. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Those are the worst. Or like when the ad button is like in the way and you accidentally click on it. Yeah, that sucks. But it sounds like everyone else in chat probably plays more phone games or mobile games than I do. I honestly, I don't play mobile games, so that's part of why I have a lack of passion for mobile games. Like, I definitely have played some mobile games, but honestly, it was in reference material for making my own games, and you know, after a while, I kind of lost interest in making mobile apps and mobile games. And there's nothing wrong with that. If other people like that stuff, there's nothing wrong with that, obviously. It's just personally, I am more into feeling the buttons. That's really what it comes down to. I don't like touching the glass screen. I'm boycotting mobile games until they bring back Final Fantasy Record Keeper Global back. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds like they probably won't. I don't know anything about it, but knowing Final Fantasy, like, it can be whatever they say. Like, honestly, I don't like the pixel remasters. I wish that you could still get the originals. I don't know why that's a thing. Why can't you get the originals? You know? Because the pixel remasters exist, and it's like, well, I didn't like the pixel remasters. What was wrong with the original pixels? Why did they have to change them? It was better the first way, I think. But yeah, that's my own opinion. I only play the Pokemon trading card app now. I heard that was good. I'm not like huge into like Pokemon, so I didn't play Pokemon Go. Actually, I wanted to, but my phone wasn't good enough. And honestly, I haven't had a good phone for very long now, only about a year. And before that, my phone was aging, you know, for like a long time. It was good for a bit when I first got it in 2016 or 2015. And but that was like 10 years ago now, and I had that phone for like 9 years, and so it kind of was unusable by the end of it. You have a big gacha player audience, I think. I am one of. Are you? I know Kixie plays a lot of gacha game. She plays like this fashion one. She loves it, you know, she's really into it. But yeah, I haven't actually played a gacha game before. I miss Infinity Blade. I've heard of Infinity Blade, but I don't know anything about it. What type of game is that? But I don't typically play mobile games anymore. I hate feeling like I'm being taken advantage of by the game. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's one of the things that I really don't like about the mobile market, is that like, not only does the player feel like they're being taken advantage of, but the industry kind of forces devs to do that, because that's the only way you can make money, and it's a very downward spirally kind of thing, it feels like. OMG, Infinity Blade was the best. I don't know why they took it away from us. Wait, Pocket trading card game counts as a gacha game too? Well, it counts as a mobile game. I don't know if it... I haven't played it, so I don't know if it counts as a gacha game. Honestly, I don't really know the definition of gacha games. Isn't it like kind of like loot box type stuff? It was a dodge hack and slash game where you fought your way up a tower. Oh, interesting. When I hear hack and slash, I think of Devil May Cry, probably because I played a lot of that on PS2. And I don't really know much else about the genre. Do you mean surprise mechanics? Loot boxes. You know, where you have to gamble basically with real money to get shit for the game that may or may not be what you want. It's a hack and slash in the way Fruit Ninja is. Wait, Fruit Ninja is a hack and slash? Wait, Fruit Ninja, that's the one where you just like swipe the screen when the fruit appears, right? Are you kidding? Is this a real thing? Yeah, it was like Fruit Ninja. Oh, it was like Fruit Ninja. Okay, I got you. So you're swiping on the screen, which is really cool how they came up with that for touch devices. Yeah, it's a swipe and slash actually. Ah, okay. And it was called Infinity Blade. I feel like I saw this before. but never played it. I don't know. I can't get into the glass screen. It just doesn't feel good. I really like having buttons. If you've ever played a mobile game for over an hour or so, you probably have. It just doesn't feel good on your fingers, right? I'm attacking the wrong fish. There's one mobile game that I used to play quite a bit that worked on my phone even late into my phone's life, and that was the hell was it called? It wasn't a well-known game. Shit. It was called Colonizer. I could probably find footage of it. Let's pause this so it doesn't make that terrible sound. Yeah, here it is. It still exists, but it got kind of crappy. They kept adding stuff, and it got kind of crappy. See, they added all these weird things, like the gay ray and the empanada, and it seemed like they were just trying to cater to different audiences, which is fine or whatever. But I don't mind that they put gay stuff in there. I don't mind at all. But it was perfectly fun game at first, and then they added a whole bunch of stuff. As you can see, it's gotten some negative reviews, but it also has a lot of positive reviews too. But I had a lot of fun with it, you know? It was challenging. But yeah, it didn't need a lot of the things that they added to it. It just needed more players. And I feel like the things that they added actually kind of took away from the game. But it was fun. I played that for quite some time. And there's a VR version that's free on Steam of the same concept but different devs, and it actually works better. Of course, you need VR to play that one. And you had to click the right or left of the screen to dodge and an enemy's attack. Yeah, okay. And you could swipe attack in the direction of the enemy's attack to parry them. I see. Oh, it was so good. That's a funny name. Which is the age of old dilemma of too many add-ons. Yeah, that's the way it felt like. It was perfectly a good game. In fact, I've thought about reproducing it myself, but they just kept adding things. It's I don't know if I think they were just trying to bring in more audiences, right? Oh, this will bring in this audience, and this will bring in that audience, and this will bring in that audience, and it's they didn't really have any passion for any of those audiences. They were just tacking things on to a good game design, I thought. But yeah, it was you had a planet and it produced ships, and then you would send those ships off to other planets, and you would have to aim them. And there was a little bit of randomness in the aim, and some of your ships would hit that planet and some of them wouldn't, and each planet had a number, and if that number got to 0 and you sent a ship, then you would get that planet. And when you owned the planets, then the number would gradually go up, and you could use those ships to get more planets. So the more planets you had, the better you were doing. But yeah, the AI was pretty tough. But I got pretty good at the game. But yeah, you kind of had to set the AI at a difficulty that was playable, and so it felt kind of what's the word? Artificial. Let's brace. Let's see what bracing does. That's the whole point of us testing. Brace at 5. Player attack for 0, down to 1 brace points. Other fish is attacking. Player attacked for 1, no longer braced. So let's brace some more. Brace at 5. So we're not getting a cumulative brace anymore. So it's actually less useful because we could just get a crit and then we'd be down and not be taking. Oh, we did take attack there too. Huh. So we've got 33. We have a brace of 5. The first one attacks. Oh, it does critical damage. And we were attacked for 1. Let's try that again. We're gonna brace. We've got a brace of 5. And we got critical again. Okay. Attacks for 1. And another crit. Jeez. Attacked for 4. We'll brace again. Brace at 5. Player attack for 0. Down to 1 brace point. Oh. Player attack for 3. No longer braced. Let's run away. We need more health. We'll brace. Brace at 5. Demon Fish 1's attacking. Player takes critical damage. Wonderful. But we didn't get any damage, but we lost our brace. And we were attacked for 1. We're gonna brace again. Down to 2 brace points. And another crit. Jeez. Attacked for 1. Thanks for putting the hat on me. Let's just kill this other fish. Getting our butt kicked here. We'll cast it second. Hot second. So let's see what happens when we brace again. Oh, it let us brace again. Brace at 11. Let's brace again. It's letting me brace again? Oh, that's right, you can have 5 brace points now. I forgot about that. But you lose all of your brace points when the crit happens, so it's pretty rare that you can brace more than 5 times in a row anyways. Let's try to do that. Let's see if we can get it to do that. It should tell you you can't brace anymore, and then let you do something else. Oh, and then of course we get a crit on the 5th one again. I think this is the last one. You're fully braced for now. Yep, so you can only brace 5 times. Down to 7 brace points. So if we try to brace again, you're fully braced. Yeah, so you have to run out again before you can brace again. Which makes sense. The cast was dodged. Thought we had him for sure.
Blah blah blah.
Okay, let's head back. Refresh our life. Let's go to the Moby Dick one. Dodged. $52 to $52. Sorry, I had to click off so I could mute my sneeze. Yeah, this emulator is great, but you can't click off of it. It doesn't like that. This is the BGB emulator. Not sure what that stands for. Coolable. Welcome in. Thanks for the follow. Oh, we met our follower goal. 320. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being 320.
Blah blah blah.
Now we're at level 6. Let's see if we can fight a 2. We are so cool, chat. Especially you, Kari, for your cool dance. 3 of them. So now we have more brace, but it won't be as useful because it gets depleted now. And we take critical damage anyways. But I kind of like the way that the brace is now. It's more of like a strategy thing, like, should I brace? Is it better if I brace? Like, if I brace, will they get another crit? And I don't take damage for the crit, but then the other fish attack. But I'd be taking even more damage if I didn't crit, but I would be depleting health from them, which I haven't actually laid an attack down yet, so yeah. Maybe I should attack the one with the lowest health and get rid of them. And then maybe run because this battle's a little too hard. I don't think we should be doing this. Let's get out of here. It didn't work so well. Let's go back to the kiddie pool. Go back to the low aggro fish and restore our health. That battle was a little bit too intense. So the game still has its like grind. Like, you're not that powerful even at level 6. So I guess in a way that's like what you would expect. But before it was like, once you hit level 6, you could just brace and not get hit. But yeah, I like the way this game turned out, you know? Like, I had a pretty clear vision of what I wanted it to be. And I feel like I did a good job of fulfilling that vision. I wanted it to be like a grind that was still fun, you know? I wanted to basically fix Final Fantasy 1, right? But without having a party, and strip down a lot of the gold and the inventory and equipment and just grind. Just do the grind part and somehow make it fun, which it actually kind of is, right? I mean, it's still a grind, so like if you don't like games like this isn't gonna make you like these games. But if you do like this type of stuff, it kind of distills what it is. It's a distilled version of what it is. My favorite game is just grinding the same 60 missions. What game is that? Yeah, because there's nothing wrong with like a good grind, you know. If it's a strong loop, like that it feels good to grind, then yeah, that like why not, right? But if it's like Dragon Ball Xenoverse too. I don't know that one. Interesting. The only Dragon Ball games I played were the Budokai ones, where it's like a fighting game. You like fly around the screen while you're fighting. I thought that was pretty fun. But yeah, I never really watched Dragon Ball. Nothing against it, I just never got into it. Wow, I can't believe it's already almost 5 a.m. It's pretty good. You get to make your own Dragon Ball character and unlock attack moves and outfits by completing the missions. Cool. What platform is that for? Is that for PC? All platforms. Okay, cool. That makes sense. So what level are we at now? Level 7, 14 experience until the next level. Are we able to kill a big eye yet? It also has online multiplayer where you can do missions with friends. Oh, cool. We'll kill this big eye if it's the last thing we do. Maybe. 9 damage. Yeah, we can do this. Stop killing me. Ooh, we leveled up. I didn't think we'd get 14 experience from that, but we did. Now we can kill both of them. Also, we could probably brace and take like no damage. Brace at 9. But can we kill 2 big eyes? That's a tough one. Oh no. We should be giving crits, not taking crits. 12 damage, that's pretty good. No. I'm trying to kill them and not die. And yet. They keep matching me. Of course they do a crit. Of course they do. They very much killed me. Two crits in a row, huh? Think you can do 3? I didn't think so. There's a wild Synesty in chat. I'm cooked, 5 a.m. and I'm doing an art fight attack. Oh wow. How's art fight going for you? And yeah, it's 5 a.m. I'm probably going to save and then probably call it. Find someone to raid. But yeah, how's art fight going? I know Seagoat was getting into that, and Pio was getting into that as well. Well, let's keep this going while I look for a raid. Oh, I guess that we can't do that. Oh, we're going to pause that and pull up the music. Good. I started yesterday, but I'm already on my second attack. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've never done art fight before, but maybe next year. Cause isn't it like a yearly event or something like that? I'll have to like prepare myself. Cause I don't know, I make original characters, but I make them for games and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, yeah, it's yearly. Dragonsmith, thanks for checking in. Are you waking up or going to bed, Dragonsmith? Thanks for the lyric, appreciate that. I wanted to join Art Fight too, but I don't have a good reference sheet yet. Yeah, exactly. I don't have any of that stuff. I never make reference sheets for my characters. I just put them in whatever I made them for. I never think about it like that. But yeah, I feel like that would be fun to do. Let's do a search for pixel art and see if there's any pixel artists. Oh, I've had a sub to that channel before. That was really a cool sub. They had a lot of cool penguin emotes. Let's see what else is going on here.
But the thing is, I believe that the farmer will be the more skilled player.
Yeah, let's raid this person. I've been here before. They have really cool emotes. And yeah, it's about the same size as we are. Well, some people dipped out, but that's okay. Yeah, so let's get a raid going for Admiran. I've seen a lot of pixel art stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of pixel art fight stuff. Let's see. Raid message. So there's the raid messages. The top one if you're subbed, the bottom one if you're not. We'll copy and paste these in the chat that we're going to. We are going to raid Admiran. And yeah. So get ready with your message. And then real quick, I want to thank Ghoulable for the follow, Moonwood Games for the follow, Moonwood Games for the raid, Dude That Be for the raid, the Indie Maniac for the raid, Me Asian by the way for the follow. And yeah, everyone's been super cool and I appreciate all the support and hanging out even though my stream's been laggy. and all the help with the game dev talk and stuff like that. I hope everyone had a certain amount of fun, at least a little bit of fun, hopefully a lot of fun. And don't forget to copy your raid message. It is late. Time for me to catch up on some sleep or something. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for being here, Taco Crepe. I appreciate it. And you're welcome. We'll probably be doing another stream tomorrow, but probably later than what my schedule says, because that's the way things have been going for me. I don't know what's going on. I woke up at 5 p.m. today, so probably be similar time tomorrow. And then I gotta eat and, you know, do the things, and then I finally get around the stream. Have a nice night. Thank you, Karipu. Alright, raid's happening. See you there.
Or a human, and then the farmer can be an old man, a young woman, whatever. I don't mind. Hey, thank you for the raid!